open the meeting at 6 p.m. Everybody can stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Forum, anybody got a conflict of interest on anything?
No, sir.
Any adjustments to the agenda?
No.
No public here. Review the minutes from September 13th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from September 13th.
Second.
All in favor? Any correspondence? Okay. Continuing business, 307 Bald Mountain Road. Review findings and facts, what is this?
Yeah, we didn't do a site visit because they had their state permit.
Yeah,
We didn't think there was any reason to go.
Set to go, I mean,
You're good to go, I believe, unless there was any.
No, there,
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, they're taking the boathouse and putting it on stands more or less.
since I wasn't here last meeting, should I just run the meeting and not vote on anything? I have no idea what we're even doing, but let you guys vote on it.
This one's a boathouse, right?
yeah,
The boathouse, and it's just a boathouse that's, they're literally lifting it and putting.
They're not even adding on, there's no.
They're not doing
nothing,
anything, right?
Just
It's
sure.
literally up and down, if you put it on the concrete, round concrete pads.
They already have their DEP approval and the whole 9 yards,
Alright,
right? Yeah, permit by rule modification form,
Yeah.
so.
it's in the water, so. Alright, well, let's go over this. I make a motion that the applicant has standing to present this application as owner.
Second.
All in favor? Let's see, I make a motion that the planning board has the authority to consider this request for repair as required by section 38.3.3.5 of the Region Town Code. My motion,
Second.
all in favor? I make a motion that there is not a practical alternative. Make these repairs. That's my motion. Second. All in favor? Okay. I make a motion that written notice is not required to be mailed to the direct abutters of the property.
Second.
All in favor? Let's see here.
So 5 is not applicable.
Right. I mean,
Right,
yeah,
there's no expansion.
so, yeah. I make a motion that number 5 is not applicable. All in favor? Okay, so, I make the motion that the application is granted without any conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, I've got, Jake, just hold on, I've got.
Oh, okay.
one.
Too late. Yeah. Okay. Get over it.
I've got them all there, they're all at the same time.
All right, 2718 Main Street. We were just there. What's everybody think on it? Technically. Probably not supposed to.
Not commercial.
Is that? Yeah, well, we're in the village and we're within 100 feet of the water, so if it can go back, it's supposed to go back. Here's my thought, looking at the site, there's no vegetation other than grass, though. So. Not losing any trees, bushes or anything. I don't know what you guys think about it.
Same. Doesn't affect anybody else's view or access to the lake or anything to that effect.
Right.
It seems,
And if he would have got the permit prior to,
218 for 215.
no, shit.
All right, well, let's go through the retreat here. I make the motion that the applicant has standing to present this as the owner.
Second.
Planning board, make a motion, the planning board has authority to consider this request for expansion. Structure as required by section 38.3.3.1. Town code. All in favor? Okay, we should probably go through these here. In determining whether the practical alternative exists, let's see, the size of the lot. Let's see, there's plenty of space on the lot, big enough.
little lot 76.
It's 76,000, it's almost 2 acres, that's an acre and a half.
The shape of the land. Structures. Properties, septic system. Architectural plan. I tell you what, I'm gonna make a motion that there is a practical alternative to this addition. It really is. There's plenty of room on the lot to pull that thing away from the water. That's my motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Make a motion that written notice is not mailed, is not required to be mailed to the direct abutters of the property.
Second.
All in favor? Is this a 30% expansion on this? This isn't, is it gonna be considered a 30% expansion on it? Where it is within 100 feet of the water?
So you're 86 feet to the corner of the house, so
Right.
more than half the house is 100 feet or further apart, and that was one of the things we were trying to figure out. So if you look at it that way, half of the addition is going to be beyond 100 feet, and part of it's going to be within that 100-foot mark. So under the new rules, you can go 1,000 feet expansion within 100 feet. So based on that math, the thought was in line close to 100 square feet over that 100-foot line. Does that make sense?
Well, I'll make a motion with this.
So that's one of my, was a good question. So even if half of that is within that 100 feet. And say he comes down back to the road and wants to put another addition on this thing out back or whatever the case may be,
If it's out beyond the 100 feet,
it doesn't matter
it
to us.
doesn't matter,
Right,
Right.
but I'm saying if he comes back and he keeps going laterally to where we're going,
right, then that's,
Yeah.
but he's, yeah. No, it's he's aware of that, so I already talked to him about that, and I don't think he has any intention of doing anything within that. He was surprised it was 100 feet, but when I explained to him what happened at the public vote, and he said, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So I think he's got plenty of land to go back if he wants an accessory dwelling or something else, but I think he's pretty well set with what he's doing now, this is what he said to me. I quizzed him on a number of those issues.
But this should be like, we should put this in for 30%. At least on the shoreland side for its expansion. I'm gonna make a motion that this is eligible for a 30% expansion.
Okay.
I'll second that. All in favor? Now we can talk about what we wanna do with the permit. I'll make a quick one.
There's no reason why you couldn't step that back.
Let's step back. You're supposed to step it back 100 feet though, we're only 83, so it has to go back like that, right?
It's,
We're 83, so he has to go back an additional 17 feet. Which you're gonna put up the corner right in front of
which would,
basically the driveway right there.
where he wanted to put it, he said it wasn't blocking anybody's view, or it was just basically tucked into the corner, and it was, to him, the practical thing to do that wouldn't affect anybody. And that's kind of why he was putting it there, and again, these plans were drawn up before the city vote, so.
Right.
I think that's why. Another reason why I put it there.
Like I said, technically it's supposed to go back and it can go back. But I mean, if we go by the rules, that's what we have to go by. Then 100 feet, he has some room to push back unless for some reason he can't. Something that's there.
And
Septic or.
where does it end as far as somebody else saying, well?
But if he has room for a 30% expansion,
If it's a lateral expansion, we're not supposed to allow a lateral expansion. If that's an option. Site is also, we're not disturbing anything either. I don't know.
I know.
Well, there's a
I mean, I see what
design,
he's doing. It makes sense to close off that corner.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to work.
It just closes everything off and ties it up in, doesn't protrude out into the,
It does work.
but I see the other side where you're.
well, the way that place is, the design of that structure, you could definitely add on to it. Make it all work. Because it's a very simple system. Wouldn't be anything complicated. As far as access to how they get to it or something.
Right. How were they able to build that place originally so close to the water?
because it was 75 feet,
5 feet.
Right.
and they built it at 86 feet.
Appeals board. Variance or.
We could deny it and send it to the Board of Appeals and puts it on now. It takes it off our plate, honestly.
Well, I mean, because this could,
Well, I mean, it's a valid point, because, and when we continuously, people go laterally, we automatically, it's pretty much denied. We
Right,
don't
we did it- we
allow,
did it to
we
the
just
game
did it
board.
the other day,
Yeah.
so I mean.
That's
I
the
mean, yes,
rule.
it's not intruding, it's not views, it's, vegetation, all the, all the stuff that we're talking about, but it's also, the next guy comes in and can say the same exact thing, and it's gonna turn into a lateral move again, and we're getting, well, you just let him go through, and then, and that's my thought process is that
It jams us up.
it
down
jams
the
us up
road.
for sure,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Here, my thought, I'm more leaning for denying it and sending it to, and if he wants to pick it up, he can go to the Board of Appeals and let them make a decision on it. It takes it off our plate, we make the deal with.
Does it then come back to planning board, or that,
Board of Appeals will overturn it and it should be done.
that would be,
It takes it off our plate, we're not doing anything wrong, we're sticking with our rules, and it sucks for him because it beat game 2 months ago, 3 months ago. He determined, but-
we have rules we have to follow, so.
Yes, I mean, that's the simple thing about this position is those rules have to be followed. So I'm gonna make a motion that the application is denied due to being too close to the water.
Second time.
All in favor? Okay. 44. Brown Pond.
So this one just needs to be reviewed, and then, if it's okay with you guys, then I will send around the sign sheet for it.
What is, it just needs to be reviewed?
Yeah, you guys just need to review it, make sure that it looks correct to you guys, and if it is, then you can sign the findings of fact
What
formality
is
sheet.
44 Round Pond?
They voted on it last week, that was the,
So when we went and had a site visit,
And then he
and then
did.
he
we
came because he
sent him
could get more, no, because we approved it, but he could get more than 30% because of the state change.
Thousands.
It's 1,000 square feet,
Oh,
which is a
right.
big deal to him, because obviously now, he has a tiny little camp, so then we told him to go back and redo it, and we went back and redid it,
So he is gonna do the expansion.
so he's gonna do a bigger expansion than what he originally was gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't remember, do you remember what it went from to, Brad?
I wanna say 750 square feet, so I think it went from 600 to 750. He couldn't afford that much more, but he did wanna.
Get a little bit more out of it, yeah, good, and it's his last chance to do it, so.
And that was, I remember that property line was
Right,
right there.
exactly.
It's a perfect property.
Right,
Kind of do whatever you want, with it, so close to the water.
right, and his property line's right behind him too.
So he's gonna expand laterally.
Right,
And you
because
just
you
deny
can't go back
somebody
because of
who's
the
gonna do that.
setbacks.
Right, but he can't go backwards.
He's not allowed to, that's true.
Yep.
Okay. That's why we kind of,
Yep, no, that's fair enough.
so what do you need done? Just-
so, you'll sign this at the end.
Oh, I think it looks great.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I thought we were done with it.
Perfect.
All right,
And then 96 Chestnut.
so this one,
Yeah,
at
we must have
the
discussed
last
that too.
meeting, when the board got to it, the first words out of someone's mouth, you make a motion to approve the application. Which it should have been accept the application. You approved it, then you went through your findings of fact, and then it got approved again with condition. So we have to rescind both of those votes. The second vote should have either been an amendment, or the first one just should never have happened. So in order to make everything above board and clear, we need to rescind both of the original motions.
The
And then make a
motion-
very clear approval with the DEP permit by rule.
So you need, all right, so
Requirement.
you need to rescind the motion
So we need to rescind
on the application being
approved.
Approved.
And then we need to rescind the motion for the application to be approved again.
Correct.
And you need a motion for the application to be complete.
So
We have to go through
you
this
don't
whole
need to
thing.
do an application to be complete because you already had accepted that application as complete the week before when you set the site visit.
Okay,
So it didn't need to have an acceptance at all.
Alright.
But that blanket approval would override that second motion,
The condition,
the conditioned one, because the first one
First one was
stands,
approved
the
without that.
second
First
one
one
was not
stand.
amended.
Yeah.
So you have conflicting approvals.
Alright.
So therein lies your problem. To make it clean though, you have to rescind both and you do a amended approval pending DEP permit by rule.
What she said.
So I'd start with rescind original approval.
alright. Make a motion that we rescind the original approval.
second,
All in favor? And then we need to rescind the approval of the application.
The condition,
What's that?
rescind the condition,
Condition.
Okay, now I make a motion to rescind the condition. Right,
the conditioned approval.
the condition of approval. I need a second, you get a second, okay, all in favor? And now I'll make a motion that we accept the application with the condition of, what do we, the DEP by rule permit that we were looking for?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Make a motion that we accept the application, with the condition that we get a DEP. DEP permit.
Yeah, approve,
Huh?
approve, not accept. You're doing
Approve.
an amend approval, sorry.
Make a motion that. Say that one more time.
Amend
Amend.
approval,
I'll second that. Make a motion that we have amended approval with the condition of a DEP permit. All in favor? All right. No new business. Next meeting's October 11th, 6 p.m. Motion to adjourn at 6:25.
Do we have, oh,
All in favor?
do we need to sign that thing we had to amend and all
right
that?
here,
Okay.
right here.
Randy,